Good morning. Welcome to the saw shop. Well, the sometimes I guess people say some people dream of greatness, and then, but the rest of that saying is, but some people get up early and work hard at it, and that's that's kind of my thing. I'm an early person, early morning up. I mean, it's just cracking day out here. Um, and if you want to get anything accomplished, you got to get up early and get after it, because after a certain point of time in the summer, you don't feel like doing anything but sitting on the couch. Anyway, thought I'd come out. I've got to come out here and try to stack some of this wood that we got split yesterday. I spent a good portion of the day yesterday. We had the wood splitter going, and it's, even though it's really hot, things are the wood's starting to sell right now. I think it's getting preparation for Labor Day and uh, cooking season and cookout season and everything. And so always got to stay ahead on the firewood game, because it takes time for this stuff to cure and things like that. So as soon as it starts selling, it's time to start busting. But the thing I really want to come in and talk about is, a lot of people say, well, what do you cut most of your firewood with? Because they see my videos and see all the different chainsaws I got. And I'll be honest with you, some of the chainsaws I just have because I love chainsaws. I'm a collector. I just love to collect them, but I don't use them very much. Because so much of that stuff that people talk about on a regular basis, for a good portion of the people that have them, it's way overkill. They just bought them because of name or the product or what's hot. I mean, you know, if I'm a steel guy, everybody's one of the first things I always say, do you have 500? Or I'm a husky guy, they'll say, oh, you got 592, or you got a 564. And most people just saying that because that's what they hear. That's that, you know. And it's shocking anything. I mean, if you got if you're a truck enthusiast and it's new, everybody's gonna say, you got a F-250, or you got Duramax. And the thing is, for most people, that stuff's not feasible. It's just not. It's not what you need. Um, so, but in the chainsaw world, I do have a lot of that stuff, because I have it because I'm a saw mechanic. But two, I mean, I'm an enthusiast and I just like to collect them, and there's certain things I like to have. Just like anything, there's brands that I prefer as far as to collect, when I'm collecting. But as far as running, I want to talk to you about the workhorses. What's going to do most of my work. And I have a couple other 50 cc's that I use pretty much, but these are my 50 cc's. These are my go-to. This is a 550 XP Mark II, and then it's the MS261. I also have, I didn't bring them out here this morning, but I also have a 545 Professional that's been ported, and I also have a 261C that I run as well. I brought this one because it looks a little bit better. The 261C is a little bit older saw than this one, and so it's had a lot more miles put on it. So I brought this one. This is a 25 model that I got, and both of these are 25 models. I had the 545 and the 261C first, but and that's what I used. But anyway, I would say, I don't even know, it might be higher than this. 85% of wood is cut with this. It may even be higher, because I can, in in the woods, in a matter of an hour of running a saw, one of these, I can cut more wood than I want to load up and haul out in a day's time. Because I mean, these things will eat and they'll go. But anyway, I just wanted to compare these two. Everybody's like, Husky's junk, or Steel's junk, or Steel's overpriced, and you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you hear it, it's kind of like Ford and Chevrolet when it comes to vehicles. But I'm gonna go tell you right now, from both of these are extremely reliable, nice chainsaws. I put a lot of fuel through these things, and they have their pros and their cons. Um, you know, the steel is a hair lighter. It is. The Husky is stronger. Um, both of these are stock with porta mufflers, and the Husky is the stronger of the two, but the steel is the lighter of the two. The As far as runability, I mean, they both crank easy. They got good throttle response. They got good torque. I mean, they just do a lot of good things. But um, if I had to, you know, picking one over the other, they're tough. I mean, I like to talk in analogies a lot. If you I haven't already been able to tell, but to try to explain my point. But it's kind of like if you ever watch bull riding. I think of when they open the gate and you got that old bull. He's sitting there. He's just got slobber running out of his mouth, and he busts out the gate, and he's things going left and right and jumping high as he can, dipping, and the crowd just goes wild, you know. Well, that reminds me of the XPs. You know, they're high strung, a lot of chain speed, a lot of horsepower, and they're a little more violent. And then you got this 261. It's kind of like you open the chute, you got that bull. When he comes out the gate, he just immediately goes into that left-hand spin, and he just spins. And then when the judges tally, if you ever watched much bull riding, that rider that just rides that one that just spins, usually has a higher score than the one that's on a really high aggressive bull, because everybody says, well, that one's, you know. So it's really a preference. I will say, usually when I first get there, the first thing off the truck is I'm usually gonna grab the steel, and I don't know why it is, but I think it's just it's a little more forgiving saw. It's a little more, the cutting band is a little more right where it needs to be for what I like to do. But with that being said, they both get run a lot. This one actually can tackle a little bit bigger wood than that one, in my opinion, because it does have a little more punch. But anyway, hope I answered. There ain't no right or wrong. There's preference. But the truth of the matter is, you don't need a 70-something cc chainsaw to cut firewood. Most of what you're gonna cut, this gets it done. And you know, the only other con I would say in these two is for these saws to be in the same class, the steel is just more expensive, which I've never really understood why I feel like they overprice their stuff that they do. You know, they're probably getting close to $100 difference in these two saws now. And from, you know, if you're just looking at pure performance, you would think the Husky should have been more expensive of the two. But that's what it is. Husqvarna 550 XP, Steel 261C. All right, have a good one. I'm fixing to get this wood unloaded.